Squatted 100 kilos when he was 11, weighing 40 kilos. 150 kilos when he was 12, and then he squatted 200 kilos when he was 13, weighing 65 kilos. So triple body weight squat at 13. So all right, I think he might have a future.
Oh yeah,
in the sport.
just a little bit.
Welcome to Barbell Shrugged. I'm Mike Bledsoe here with Doug Larson, and we're hanging out here at the World Championships for weightlifting. And we're standing here with Kevin Simmons and his athlete Harrison Maurus. And one of the reasons we're standing here is Harrison, you broke your own world record again.
Yeah, I broke clean jerk 193, 1 kilo over my 192.
Yeah,
youth world record that I set in Thailand a couple months ago.
Yeah, you're 17 years old, 77
That's
kilos.
Correct,
and you're the first American to podium at Worlds in, 20 years now?
20 years,
That's
right.
That's what I keep hearing, yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. And Kevin, you're his coach, and you've been in the CrossFit Games a couple times.
Yeah, I competed twice as an individual.
Yeah, and you have an interesting background in gymnastics.
Yep.
And I just overheard you talking over here to Doug, and you were saying that you actually you never competed in weightlifting.
I did the American Open in 2012 while I was still competing in CrossFit, but that's about it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You never pursued it, but now you're coaching a 17-year-old that's got podiumed at World Championships.
Yep.
It's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Yeah.
So you actually started as his gymnastics coach and then switched and transitioned to his weightlifting coach, which is really unique. I never heard of anyone doing exactly that before.
Yeah. I was his gymnastics coach his final year in gym, and he quit gymnastics, but we had a really good relationship. We wanted to keep working together. So at the time, I was just like, he didn't know what sport he wanted to do. I'm like, well, let's just get you strong, and then you can pick. And he got strong so fast and realized weightlifting was going to be his sport.
Yeah. We actually did an interim year in powerlifting as well, strength and conditioning.
Yeah, he
right
did.
After gymnastics.
It was just kind of general strength conditioning,
Yeah.
and I didn't feel confident coaching weightlifting at the time. But so we did powerlifting, and he smashed all the national records when he was, I think it's 11 or 12. Yeah. Squatted 100 kilos when he was 11, weighing 40 kilos. 150 kilos when he was 12, and then he squatted 200 kilos when he was 13, weighing 65 kilos. So triple body weight squat at 13. So all right, I think he might have a future.
Oh yeah,
in the sport.
just a little bit. Yeah. Is everyone in your family really strong naturally, or is this unique to you? No, I'm actually the first weightlifter that I know of in my family. So, I mean, my dad played soccer and he was a diver in the Navy, and my mom was a diver as well. So, a lot of not so much strength sports, but definitely other sports they played. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Very physical people, it sounds like.
Yeah, they were very active. They both, like hiking, and they were very active in so California national parks and all that stuff too. So.
Yeah.
Mm. So tell us what it was like, leading up to this week, knowing that you were going to be competing at the World Championships. Like where were you at mentally? Where were you at physically? Did you have any injuries? Like were you stressed out about it, or were you kind of just chill? Like what was your whole experience like? I don't know, I always get kind of stressed out. It's just managing stress when you travel. If you really freak out, it gets to your head, and you're gonna psych yourself out. So you can't really think about it too much. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of visualization of what you want to see happen. So I did that and just thought about it. Tried. It's a weird line between thinking about it too much and not thinking about it enough. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of balance that. Do you coach that? Do you coach them on how to visualize, or is that just something you've always done?
We definitely talk about it, and I think that's a big role of mine as his coach, is like make sure that he's in a good headspace, and we talk about the psychology of competing a lot. But this was his best training cycle ever. I think he felt really confident coming into it.
Yeah, I stayed pretty much injury free the entire time.
Yeah, it
was the best cycle
this whole cycle was great.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're lifting close to 200 kilos in the clean and jerk, it's going to take a toll on your body. But I feel like this cycle we did a really good job managing his intensity and volume and pushing enough to get some adaptations, and then coming back a little bit, and then pushing a little more and coming back. And I think every cycle we get a little bit better with the whole thing.
Finding a program that actually is perfect, finely tuned.
Yep.
Yeah, Kevin, I heard your programs are very detailed, specific, and
yeah, they are
more so than a lot of other coaches. What do you attribute that to?
I don't know. I'm kind of a numbers guy. I like reading about programming and all the science that goes into it. I really enjoy all of that. And with an athlete at this level, like the better you get, the more important it is to manage your intensity and volume because, like I said, lifting those big weights, if I'm not managing it, he's going to get hurt. And he's 17. He has a long career ahead of him. So it's really important that we manage it and keep him healthy.
Yeah, longevity over numbers now. So
yeah. So how far out are you writing the programming? Do you have like a general template you're following, but you're managing it day to day and making adjustments, or you write a week at a time? Like what's your preferred method?
So I write out. I have a general plan for like a 12-week block, usually like 3 4-week blocks inside of that. We make adjustments. It's not like anything's written in stone. I've been working with him long enough. I have a pretty good idea of like where he should be throughout the cycle, but we'll have often it'll be like an intensity range. So he might be doing between 75 and 85%, and he's doing, I don't know, between 5 and 7 sets of triples or something. And based on how it's looking, if he's looking good, I'll bring him up. If he's not looking good, we'll take it down.
It's kind of a day-by-day thing,
It's like he has a general range, but it's we take it day by day. If he's looking good, I'll push him a little bit, and if he's not looking good, I'll hold him back a little bit. But I feel like we're pretty conservative compared to a lot of lifters. I mean, I think he had 1 miss on his clean and jerk in the last 12 weeks.
It was a real weird miss too.
Yeah, it was a weird, uncharacteristic miss.
Yeah. I don't miss cleans. So.
And I think only maybe 3 or 4 misses on snatched in the whole 12 weeks, and they were all PR attempts. So I think 5 or so misses the whole 12 weeks, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's worth highlighting. I mean, I think most people who are picking up barbells and going for a snatch or a clean and jerk, missing is daily.
Yeah.
Like if you walk into the typical CrossFit gym, or you walk in a lot of weightlifting gyms, people are missing left and right, it seems.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I missed quite a bit growing up.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I send him out on the platform, it's like I want him to – I mean, if he's going to miss, it's because it was like right at the limit of what he's capable of, not because he just threw an attempt away. I mean, you only get 3 lifts in the snatch, and so, like, you can't afford to have a 60% make-to-miss ratio. You're never going to reach your potential. So I hold him back quite a bit.
Yeah. So, like, in competition, we pick openers that I've hit, multiple times for several reps at a time. So, like, I doubled 50 before I opened at 50, and it's just that picking something we know we can open with,
And that way you can build up on that, and you build some momentum, get the first one on the board, hit something big, and then I'll usually let him go for a PR or what he needs in the competition for his final lift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So do you typically look at the program ahead of time and think like, oh, no, that's not going to work for me today. This is hurting or that's hurting or I'm too tired? Or do you just like go into the gym and just do it, like following it blindly, like or somewhere in between?
No, Kevin listens to what I have to say. I mean, if I go in and, something's bugging me, there wasn't too much bugging me this time. But
no, I mean,
if something's, a little bit heavy, we'll knock the percentages down. I mean, there was one day where I was like wrecked by back squats or wrecked by clean jerks and snatches on the same day.
Well, when he was like, when he was 10 days out and he's supposed to be feeling wrecked, but that's about it.
Yeah, we changed it up a little bit.
I mean, I'm always looking when the first thing when he walks in the door, I look at his face and see if he's happy and he's smiling. I know we can probably push it that day. If he walks in and it's just kind of dragging, it's like, all right, we'll keep it down to the low end of the percentage range and just get some work in today.
Yeah, we're good at taking it day by day. So
yeah, I've been working with the kid since he was 10 years old. Like, I know him pretty well.
Yeah.
It seems to be a really easy way if you know someone really well how to judge how much energy they have. Just look at them. Like, do they look like they have energy, or do they look like they want to take a nap?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like some people do like a vertical jump test or something like that, like a little more technical, analytical, like getting actual data. But if you know someone really well, it sounds like simple is better.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like I'm looking at those basic cues, but I mean, I've seen all. I don't even know how many reps he's done.
Tens
of thousands of reps. Yeah. It's like I'm pretty good. By the time he gets up to about 70%, Like, I know if it's a day where we can push it, or if that bar speed's too slow, then we're just going to take it easy that day.
One of the ways I can tell if it's going to be a good day is warming up with the bar, just doing strict military presses. If they're moving quick and like popping off the shoulders, it's going to be a good day.
Yeah.
Like actually kind of have to try to press the bar, then it's going to be rough. But it's a good indicator for me.
Yeah. So heading out to hit your world record attempt, like how are you feeling right in the moment? Like were you like, oh man, I don't know if I'm going to get this, but I think I probably can, or were you like, oh, I'm definitely going to get this?
No,
like,
there was no doubt in my mind that I was going to go out there and hit that. I mean, I had already clean and jerked 95 in training, and I had clean front squat jerk 90, so I knew I was good for way more than what I needed. We took 93 because it was going to put us ahead of there was like 4 people who hit 92, and unfortunately, it was on their part it was very strategic, but I think we took a small jump from 87 to 93 just to place that, and because clean jerks felt great, but my legs weren't doing what I wanted them to do.
Yeah,
they
for
were
some reason
up.
He was cramping really hard this
Super
meet.
hard, yeah. So we did exactly what we
before
needed
you went
to do.
out for the final attempt?
Yeah, I
you
got
were
up to like in the back hitting 140, warming up. They started seizing up, so pretty much the entire clean jerk session.
Yeah, we had sports med back there, like slapping his legs around and rubbing everything out.
Yeah, we did everything we could.
He was cramping real hard. I mean, he was cramping bad after the 187, so it's like the 93. 93 was strategic, but I mean,
unfortunately after that
he wanted more, and I honestly think that he would have made the 198 in his final one, but
200.
He wanted to.
Don't cut me 2 kilos short.
Yeah.
He would have been good for 200. 198 would have gotten him the gold on clean and jerk and the silver on total.
I would have taken that, yeah.
His VMO was halfway up his leg and seizing, and it was pretty nasty. That was a little disappointing. But then we found out afterwards we had to pass in his third attempt. And we found out afterwards he still got bronze in the clean and jerk and bronze in the total.
Yeah, somehow it worked out, huh?
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
Good. Yeah.
I had a question, but I actually forgot what it was. I'll pass.
Phone a friend.
Are you playing any other sports?
No, all I do is weightlifting right now. That's what I dedicate all my time to.
Gotcha. What's your biggest aspirations when it comes to weightlifting?
I want to make at least one Olympics, maybe more. Going for more.
Nice.
2020 would be my first. That's what I'm really shooting for.
Podium at 2020.
All right, yeah, let's do that.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm really impressed by how you're at 17 years old. The word longevity is coming out of your mouth. That's super rare. I mean, when I was 27, that wasn't coming out of my mouth.
He's a smart kid.
Yeah. I was surprised to hear that when he said it too.
Yeah, I mean, good coach.
I mean, I don't want to get hurt now.
Yeah.
I mean, I see people continue into their late 30s and still make, major international competitions, and I want to stay in the competition game as long as possible. I want to burn myself out in a couple of years, make a big spark, and then just disappear. I want to keep going. So
yeah, I think the athlete that can stay healthiest the longest is eventually, going to have the best chance of success. I mean, I see him doing 3 Olympics and being one of the greatest of all time. So it's like, got to keep the kid healthy.
Yeah,
for sure. What are your best lifts in training?
So actually, I've hit 56 and 95. So just a little bit heavier than when I hit out on the platform.
Yeah, so at the World Champions, you hit what and what?
55 and 93.
So you hit 56, so 1 kilo more, and then 95, which 95. is 2 kilos more?
Yeah.
Well, that's where that consistency, that's why consistency is so important, so that when he goes out there, when it matters, I know he's good for that 98%.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're like a gamer of sorts, where some people they don't practice well, but they compete really well? Some people are the opposite; they practice really well, but they don't compete well. Or is it even for you?
I feel like I can do pretty well in both. I feel like I do well in both. I don't get psyched out when I miss lifts. I mean, there's been times where I've missed openers and came back and win 2 for 3 in snatch, and same on clean jerk. I mean,
he's a great competitor. I mean, I think we pick smart attempts too, so that and he's prepared well. So when he goes in, he should feel confident. Competence builds confidence. So I think we get a little bit better every competition.
We get it figured out. Yeah.
I want to take a break real quick. When we come back, I want to dig into, I don't know, what else you got going on in your life at 17 years old.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching the show. If you'd like to learn more about how to improve your snatch, clean, and jerk, we have a free 55-page ebook you can get at flightweightlifting.com. It has sample programming specifically for weightlifting, weightlifting how-to technique videos, and other tips on how to improve all of your lifts. Go to flightweightlifting.com and you can download that ebook for free.
Download it now. And we're back with Harrison Maurus and Kevin Simmons. And, we want to dig into, not only, in the first half we covered the fact that you're crushing the weights, podiuming here at Worlds at the age of 17. What's next for you?
So we were actually just looking at this. We were considering moving up a weight class, which is the first thing. So bumped up to an 85.
We got a good 6 months before his next big competition. The next big one's Junior Worlds in Uzbekistan.
May-ish, right?
Yeah, May. So that gives us a nice long training cycle.
So do you feel like it's hard to make this weight class, or do you feel like you have so much more room on your frame to put on more muscle mass?
I haven't had a hard time making 77. I weighed 76.42, so I mean.
But he's real on top of his nutrition. And he does a good job staying near his weight class, but as his coach, just looking at how tall he is and looking at his frame, I think he's going to be a monster at 85.
It's going to be fun. Get to big squats.
Yeah.
I want to see my squats and my snatches go up, and that'll be.
So.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Eat as much as you want for a while.
We got to do it carefully.
We're gonna do it right.
Response?
Yeah,
boy.
Yeah, we're gonna do it right. I mean, I don't want him putting on much more than like a kilo a month. I think that's about what we can do. About a kilo of good tissue a month. We're gonna go into a good hypertrophy block.
Get some leg strength. More leg strength. Bigger squats.
Squat
300. That'd be good.
Every time you say squats, you start smiling.
I like
love squat.
Honestly, my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Are they?
Squatting, yeah.
You'll squat over 300.
What's your philosophy with nutrition?
So I follow RP, work with RP through USA Weightlifting. I'm not exactly sure how the whole sponsorship thing worked, but I've been connected with RP through USA Weightlifting. As well as Trifecta
sends him all of his meals,
nice.
already, they're awesome. So he gets all his meals already cooked, sent right to his door. Makes the job easy for his mom.
Yeah,
especially.
Yeah. Good thing she's a good cook. She, it's nice. It's nice and easy.
Yeah, that's a killer deal, having all your meals made for you every day.
Yeah.
And what he doesn't eat, like when his mom makes him something, then he sends it over my way. So that's nice for me too.
He benefits from it too, yeah.
So you said a hypertrophy block. What does that look like? I mean, I know different coaches program that differently. A lot of times it might be between 6 and 10 reps for a lot of things, and just a lot more volume.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be going up to like 10s. He'll be doing work in the around 6s, which for a weightlifter that's a lot. He's used to, maybe 12 weeks out, 4s and 5s on squats and triples on the lifts. But now we have so much time. We'll probably be doing maybe some 8s, mostly 6s, with some things just to keep a little more time under tension. So maybe a little bit of tempo work, some pause work, and just a lot of sets, just a lot of volume.
Awesome.
What do you have to do to qualify for the Olympics?
They're figuring out the qualification procedures now.
Because they're restructuring weight classes, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's rumors the weight classes might be changing. We don't even know. We should know after this week, actually.
Yeah.
Because in the past, it was like you had to earn points as a team. Yep. So if your teammates didn't do well, then you might not get as many spots for the Olympics. It sounds like they're thinking about changing that and making it more on an individual basis, which would be great for him. I really hope that they do that.
Right.
Yeah.
It sounds like the best way to do it.
I think
You're
so.
Competing as an individual, what does that have to do with the rest of your team?
Yeah, well, right. It's like if you could have the best weightlifter in the world, but if they're living in a country that doesn't have anybody else and they don't earn any points, the best lifter might not go, which seems crazy to me.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a really good change. I hope they do that.
Yeah, I know they changed weight classes a long time ago, and one of the reasons was so many people failed drug tests after setting a lot of records.
Right. We were just looking at the best, all the best Sinclairs through history, and I think you had to go 20 places down to find one that wasn't from the 1980s. So what does that tell you?
Yeah. So do you think that's why they're doing it this time around? Because we had a ton of people basically fail the test a couple years ago, and last year too, right?
That might be a reason that I think that's a contributing factor. Yeah.
Yeah, that might be it.
They're also trying to add a women's weight class, or they have the new 90 class. That was different, right?
I'm honestly not 100% sure.
Yeah.
I think the rumor is that there's going to be potentially 10 weight classes for the World Championships and 7 for the Olympics.
Which
but
is going to be crazy.
They're figuring all that out right now. I think the IOC is meeting today, actually.
Yeah.
So we're gonna find out what's happening for the future of our sport in the next couple days. So.
Fingers
So,
crossed.
do you have any more time to set any more youth world records before you turn 18?
Nope.
No, unfortunately.
This is the last one?
No American Open.
is
Well, that
the
would
last
even count
one.
for records. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I guess I'm
So,
done.
wait, you can't do the American Open?
It wouldn't
No.
count
You
for
could, but
world
it'd be like
records.
No.
2 days after you competed
Yeah,
over here,
exactly.
since it's this weekend.
After he set the world record in Thailand, I mean, it was a really hard peak. He gets two big meets a year where I really push him and beat him up a little bit, and we peak real hard. But I think it was a month before he could hit 80%.
Oh,
wow.
I'll be right
Okay.
back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I've given him the whole week off, and we're going back to some real light weights and building up again. Because when you're lifting that heavy weight, like you can't do that many big meets in a year. He gets 2 big meets and 2 other meets that are kind of just not as hard of a peak, I guess.
Yeah, what's that recovery look like? I mean, how long does it last? I mean, you're saying you couldn't hit 80% for a while.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to ask him to either. I mean,
Right.
Thanks, Kevin.
so basically we do something like 4 12-week blocks in a year. So that gives us 4 weeks that are throughout the year. We got 52 weeks in the year, right? So you got 4 weeks that are pretty much off. So he's taking the whole rest of this week off, just recover. He'll be moving the bar around a little bit.
I'll probably start moving again Friday.
Yeah,
Think
do a little
I'm
bit of
kinda
body
getting
work
antsy
and
to
stuff,
move.
but pretty easy. And then we're going back to, I mean, for the hypertrophy, probably like 65% for most of his strength lifts and 70 to 75% for his Olympic lifts. Take it easy and just kind of build him back up.
So is it straight back to just squats and cleans and snatches, but at those higher rep ranges, or do you do a little bit extra of the more supplemental stuff like lunges and pull-ups and
Yeah.
more assistance work, like
We
more foundational?
He already
strength
does
conditioning?
probably a lot more GPP work than most people. I mean, he's especially like farther out from a competition. He does
Farmers carries, yoke
yeah, he does
walks,
like a
overhead
lot of
walks.
strongman type work,
We
right?
took that out about a month before we started.
yeah.
peaking,
You feel like
Yeah.
you see a lot of benefit with the strongman work?
Oh, yeah. I mean, my jerk stability is, it's really good. I mean, if you overhead walk 200 kilos, you're not going to have a problem, getting
Yeah.
a jerk overhead. And
He
getting
did,
it
he
there.
did 200 kilos for 100 feet.
Overhead yoke walk?
Overhead yoke, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
And
yeah, so I'm gonna take it
200 kilos.
overhead.
we do like real heavy suitcase deadlifts, suitcase carry plus holds, rope pulls, a lot of sled work. He has a lot more variation I think most people that come from a weightlifting background would put in. So like my background's CrossFit, so I take a lot of the stuff that I think benefits me and put it in his program, and I just make sure it's not too much that's going to detract from his real training.
Like
It's
that yoke walk one time. Gave myself shin splints
Yeah,
for
so
about a week and a half.
while I'm
That was
out,
awesome.
I'm out coaching the American Open, American Open series, and I get to see his Instagram video of him yoke walking 900 pounds or
It
something.
was something stupid.
I
yeah.
wasn't real happy, but
805, I think it was. 805.
Your
'Cause
tibias
he-
were bending under the load.
Well, it's because he had yoke walked 800, so
so he had to do
You're showing up.
I
805.
did 805 and beat him.
Of course. Only makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It's probably a good feeling, though, like having an athlete that comes out and can outperform you. Like,
Oh.
as a coach, anytime an athlete does better, like whenever I was coaching, anytime an athlete did better than me, I was always happy for that person. Like I did a good job.
Absolutely, but
Yeah.
I mean, he passed me when I think he was 14. Like I was competing at the games, and I was at the games, and I think it was that weekend he outsnatched me. So.
Oh, yeah, Andy. It's still fun. We still train together occasionally.
Yeah. So we can train together. Like on Wednesday before he competed, just limit him to 75%, and we could lift together. It's
Yeah.
great.
It's fun. It's fun.
It's a light day. You can jump in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went set for set. It was nice.
I like sharing bars. It makes me allows me to rest longer. I get to help him, so it's cool.
So Harrison, are you going to school? Are you a senior this year?
Yeah, so I'm a senior in high school still. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to take 2 weeks off for this Worlds and AO, so I got a bit of work to do when I get back.
You got coaches constantly trying to recruit you to wrestle or play football, or like trying to pull you away from weightlifting and use you for their bidding.
Initially they were, but then they kind of just didn't try it again because they got their people and nobody really knows what I do. So
He's a world champion. He's not going to be doing.
yeah,
He's not. He has. No, I don't think he has any interest in competing in a high school
football
sports or anything.
I
No.
don't want to get hit.
It's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
All right. What if anyone wants to find you on Instagram, or do you have any sponsors you want to mention before we go?
Yeah, so I'm sponsored. I'd like to thank Alico, Earth-Fed Muscle, and Mark Pro. I mean, those guys really helped me out, get me to Worlds. Training on the best bars, taking the best protein, and recovering well. I mean, that's all you can do.
Yep.
You can find me on Instagram at Harrison Maurus, Harrison_Maurus. That's about it. Pretty simple.
What about you, Kevin?
I'm pretty terrible about posting on social media, but our gym's Instagram is Team Alpha SC, as in strength conditioning. So you can go on there, and I'll try to be better about posting some stuff.
From now on, you gotta.
Yeah. I got some great athletes coming up, especially a bunch of youth athletes. I'm really excited about. So I'll be posting that on there.
Got a 9-year-old that's gonna go places. To be awesome.
I got
a couple people actually.
I got a bunch
really
of kids.
good,
I think will be making some youth teams. I see the Olympics and a couple of their futures. I trained him when he was 10. I got a 9-year-old right now who I honestly think is probably just as athletically gifted as he is. Got a couple I'm super excited about, and some 13-year-olds
too.
and,
13-year-olds,
and a bunch of senior athletes. Like everybody's doing great, so I'm really happy with life right now. Everything's good.
Cool. Yeah.
Nice. Look forward to seeing those athletes come up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks,
and for
guys.
those of you at home, make sure to go subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on iTunes, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Cool.
Thanks,
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for making it all the way to the end of the show. If you liked the show, which I know you did, please go share it on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever social media channel you happen to be loving at the moment. Pinterest, Twitter,
Tumblr.
Share it on Tumblr.